Hello, everyone, and as always, welcome back to Strategy Gaming Dojo, where we find, learn, and play one more turn of the great strategy games. Today, it's back into our PBEM challenge, and it's now September 20, late September 26th. I guess that's double information. It's late September of 1943. The Japanese player wants more. He wants more, which is good. I want to eventually try to do an invasion of Japan, which should be quite interesting. We delivered some resources as we look at the turn report. The U.S. now, their assault, their infantry troops are up to a 1943 level, as are their tactical bombers, the close support bombers. Excellent. China, the interceptors went up to a 1941. That's the Flying Tigers. We could probably back that off this time. I don't think they're going to get much higher. Well, I don't know. We'll go look at it. UK and US added landing ships. Thank goodness. We need more. UK's 18th Division surrendered. We'll go look at that. But basically, we sailed right into Manila last time, said, hey, we're here, took over the local bars and establishments, and then immediately got obliterated there. I thought that was too good to be true. He did have that force there that was sitting there with like a 13 combat effectiveness, and he just absolutely destroyed our little division. That was our elite division too. He just poof, boom. Supply convoy attacked. Okay. Headquarters has basic. Ninth Army Group has basic. Okay. Well, let's go look around the map. UK has low manpower. We always know that. Unit has basic supply here, which is interesting. Now, he did not come and cover Shanghai. We're going to go straight into Shanghai and Nanking. No surprise there. Unit has basic supply. Again, he's got this sub here. We do have air assets that could go after it, certainly. Okay. Port supply, partisan activity. Okay, less and less partisan activity as we take over more and more territory. Let's go to the combat log last time. Partisan, okay, supply interdiction. We're interdicting Balikpapan, which hopefully will wear it down so that we can take Balikpapan and really open this up at that point. We've got carriers run wild out here. Land combat Manila. This was just an obliteration. Um, he had this huge 12th Army, our defending units, 18th Division, okay, 0 and 0. We put on him. He gave us 6 damage just in one hit, and we just said, okay, we've had enough. Enemy fleet spotted. Hello, enemy fleet. How are you? We should have a carrier that could hit that, I think. We'll get over to that in a minute. Land combat here. We held. We retreated here in China. Now, things are getting a little interesting in China. He keeps hitting us back because essentially, I feel like he's got more strength than us in total out here. It's just not allocated extremely efficiently, I would say. We dealt 2 and took 3 and had to retreat there. We held here and we held there. Actually, dealt out 5 damage. So he came with this big boy, but we had an elite unit there. In the current turn, we've got some partisan activity, and Tarakan is being interdicted. Well, let's try to sink this. We also need to get some more aircraft up here, especially as we take Balikpapan. Okay, I want to look at our transport. Okay, so the UK has 30 transports, 0 in use. They've now got 76 landing ships. All right, finally. The US has only 44 in transport. That's embarrassing on my part. We should, at this point in the game, have 120 at least. Start building those early and often when you play this game. 40 in use. We now have just a mass amount of landing ships. Again, that's wonderful. That's wonderful stuff. What else could we look at? We could look at some reports. We could look at forces as the U.S. continues to expand its advantage in the air and on the sea. If we add up all of our land forces, we have a massive advantage as well. As you can see, we've just chewed up all kinds of Japanese points there. I should probably look at advancements very quickly because I talked about it. The UK has both assault and anti-tank. We could do that. We could probably add, I don't think we can add another to carrier operations. We could add to amphib to lower our chances of taking damage on landing. We could add to some of this other stuff. I don't know when they get new ships. Really, it's all about carrier operations and assault now. Let's pop assault up to 7 and keep making British troops great again. Assault here, I would like to probably add to that, but we've got a nice mix here. You know, the U.S. is really bad at naval air and anti-sub at the start of the game. We've given those both 4. They're about to turn over, and then they can finally sort of catch up to where we are. I mean, we're in late 43, anti-sub still at 1941. Come on. The Chinese, we just talked about the interceptors. No, I'm sorry, that's the Russians. Never, the Soviets. The Soviets. People get mad. Russian people get mad when I call them the Russians. They were the Soviets, made up somewhat of Russian people. Okay, what could we do here? Do we want to keep going down the interceptor route? Do we go down the assault route? I think we're going to put one of those in assault and crank that even more. Interceptors, you know, will probably be to the end of the game or close to. Well, it's going to be in. Well, we know it'll be sometime in 1944. They will now go to a 1942, but really the Flying Tigers not that important to where we are in the game right now. Okay, where do we go first? Well, let's actually go look at deployment. We've still got the same British setup here, coastal defense, anti, so on and so forth. We could put like a coastal defense in Bangkok maybe, just because Bangkok's so important out here. It's a level 8 port. Saigon's only a level 4. We could put it in Singapore. Why don't we put these, you know what? I'm tired of looking at these coastal defenses. Let's put one. Oh, I see. I see. Hey, we learned something new. I like when that happens. You put it in hexes next to, I guess. Can you put it in a hex? They can't put it down there. Interesting. Okay. Now, if we didn't have something in, well, I don't know why we would ever do that. So you can put it in a hex next to it so they can't land here and they can't land there if they were going to try to attack you. Interesting. Okay. Well, that kind of changes things, I guess, a little bit. Oh, well, let's put one near Saigon. We'll put a coastal defense right there. Okay, so if he does try to land here to take Saigon, probably unlikely, but we've got one out there. We could also do some anti-air. I still don't think there's a great place to put that right now. The U.S. has the 12th fighter group ready to rumble. So let's get over to the West Coast here, and we'll put yet another air unit down. Come on, landing craft, let's go. As we look, or not landing craft, transport craft, as we look, it's really not, I mean, we started building them like crazy, but some of these don't get here to 1944. They take a long time to build. Don't forget that in your game. That's why this is a Let's Play tutorial. We learn as we go along. I'm certainly learning that. Let's look at the British victory points. I don't know. Gosh, that still seems low. I mean, we got to go take more stuff, evidently. Eventually, we'll get down in here into Java. The U.S. looking pretty strong here to get to total victory. China also looking not bad, not bad. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's my first time through, so I don't really know the victory points, kind of like where we should be exactly. I kind of wish there was a sliding counter that would tell you maybe you're ahead of schedule or behind schedule. Just something for Alvaro to think about. Convoys. Okay, we've kind of kept those the same for a long time. Let's get over to India. And we've got, more and more and more units. Now, the Brits can finally start moving out here a little bit and starting to think about, for instance, we can put this on a transport and come over here and try to take Sarawak if that's what we want to do. We have 30 in transports. All right, so what's his range? It's an 8. All right, if he was going to try to hit, okay, he can try to hit here. Is there too much rain? Possible. Yep. Okay, we can't hit there. I do want to fly. I want these two to trade places. I want there to be air cover. Is that true? Yeah, I want there to be fighter air cover when I bring this transport over here. Um, this guy could land, down at Ballypoppin. Is that what we want? I could also bring him over here. We're just not going to be able to hit this unit at all because of the rain. Gosh darn it, is that disappointing. Yeah, can't do it. Now this unit, yep, we can't hit him either. Or there. The damn rain is killing us. All right. We got to get this guy over here then. And I do want to put this unit here to help with a bombardment. Um, oh, that wasn't good. Gosh darn it. Oh, that was good. Okay. He tried to interdict us with his submarines, and two were sunk, and the other has a two. Well, hell, maybe I should move this, and he'll try to interdict us again. We only had one from our destroyer. I mean, we had a lot of destroyers in here, which do good anti-submarine work usually. Okay. Well, that was bad for him. I thought that was bad for us for a second, but no. Okay. Let's try an attack. Oh, that's not great. Hmm. Hmm. Let's look at the logistics situation out here. Okay, he can cross over. I really, really, really want to take Ballypoppin. Okay, he can't move anymore, and neither can he. All right, well, next turn we'll move him there. Let's get him across. He was already across the river. Let's actually undo that so he stays in better supply. Next time this guy will go here. He'll come down here, and we'll try to get into Ballypoppin. Now we do have it totally, should have it totally blockaded now. Um, Gosh, that was devastating for him, I feel like. These guys could do beachhead supply in here. I think that's actually what I'll do. Um, no. Actually, I'm going to get this guy out of here. He's gone. I'm going to bring this guy down here as the big boss man, and then they'll do some beachhead supply. Let's get that logistics up now. All right, it's beachhead supply is something we haven't really talked about a whole lot, but you can supply from ships if they're sitting right here. This is a very strong force. Whoa, look at that. Okay, well let's do that maybe, or go 6 to 1. Um, 1 to 2, 1 to 2. What if I go shift? It's 1 to 1. All right, let's go ahead and just blow that. Of course, he didn't all the way surrender. I probably should have hit him with both. Let's try this. 3 to 2. Okay. He took one, we took one. I don't want this unit to be too ground down. 3 to 2. Ugh, come on, buddy. Now it's down to 1 to 1. All right, we'll just leave that as is. We could also do beachhead supply with these guys. Now, eventually, if you do this, you're using your own supply. Um, let's go ahead and do that though. Let's supply the beachhead. Two. Now they have to be touching the ship. I mean, obviously they're not touching. He's out at sea, but they've got to be next to it. So we gave them a little extra there. Gosh, I wish I could hit that. That's fine. I mean, he's going to retreat out of here. He's got one sub left, I believe, with 1 point left, so that's going to be gone. I assume he'll get this out of here too. Now, I did want to have. Hmm, what is it indicating? Enemy unit status unknown. Right. This is a tactical group. His tactical bombing is a 7. His tactical bombing is an 8. His naval error is a 5. His naval error is only a 2. It's a better unit to have over here, really. I'm now not nearly as worried about losing Kuala Balat, although I really would want an air superiority unit up here. Eventually, we'll probably put that in Tarkin. Now, I'm going to fly him over here. I'm not too worried about losing that at this point. He's got strength over these guys, and we've now resupplied him. So that's fine. And then we'll move this Indian air superiority there. We'll move the American one here for now. Now, we'll eventually bring him over here, I think. Everything else looks good. We'll eventually get that Brit command unit over here. Now, this Saigon unit. Now, see, we could land at Legazpi, but he's got planes out here. We may want to, bring in the carriers here to shield that. We could also land over here at Celebes, Menando. Maybe next time I put that onto Macassar or over here at Menando, and then it would be running air for that. All right. Gosh darn it. When am I going to get up here and do something about that? Now we've got this unit. He's a 20. Do I dare bring him in here? Eh, to the brave go the spoils. Ooh, he didn't even interdict us. Okay. Yeah, all right. So now we're into Bandar Lampung. Man, that's been a long time coming. That just took forever. I don't think he's got any forces that can come interdict us here. I mean, we've really messed him up. We could also just go into Pandang right there and take. Let's see. We could just, overrun this, right? Maybe that's what we do with this Brit unit, and we'll start bringing him down the road. This is a level 0 port, so it's saying, but he should get port supply in here if it's not interdicted. Maybe I'd be better off to do it with a smaller force. How about this one out of Tavoy? Let's put him on a transport. Let's bring him down here. Okay. And now we've overrun that, and we're into Pandang. Um, Again, I'm not sure how that supply is going to play out, but I don't think he can block us from getting down to Bandar Lampung, which is ultimately what I'm going to try to do. This unit could come out here. Do we have? So we do still have 10 transport for the UK. Mole mine. This guy's a 10. Oh, that. Speaking of which, we do have a specialty we could put on something. We couldn't do it on that? Why can't I do it on that guy? Huh, okay. Um, we could also do it on one of the British, like the battleships. It's weird. I'm not sure why the one specialty shows up and the other doesn't. Okay, let's go here. Mole mine. He'll be a 10. How far down here can he go? Okay, he can get on here at Sumatra. He could even come directly into Bandar Lampung and disembark. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, luckily we did not get found there. All right, so now I can move this unit out and threaten. And oh, he can't disembark. Okay, well, luckily I don't think he can get. I messed that up. I thought for sure. I don't know why he couldn't disembark there. Uh, I mean, I know I used both operation points to get over here, but he came in. Well, I don't think he's going to leave Batavia, and if he does, okay, we've got no transports. Crudden on a stick. Well, that's how you learn. Um, I should have looked at. I think this unit needed to be out of port first. I'm not 100% certain about that. I'll have to figure that out. Okay, we got our wolf pack of subs just kind of hanging out. We'll actually, let's send the skipjack somewhere to get resupplied. How about into Darwin? We'll take these 4 bad boys. We get up here and try to mess around with his ability to supply China. I don't think that he's got any aircraft out here. None that I can see anyway. Now he may, but I don't see any. So we're just going to put them up there, try to get in this lane. Usually you want 5, but I sent that one back. While we're up here, Let's keep moving some of these guys down the road. Now we did move out of Tavoy, right? So he goes right into Tavoy. Okay, these guys are back, just kind of resting up. Rangoon, we just don't have the transport ships. Eventually we'll get them over to Borneo or into Java. Let's keep these guys going down the road. I guess I could rail them, but to where? Well, we need somebody over at Saigon. How about you? You can go here to Saigon. He's going to go in there. We've got a 3 and a 3 here. Why don't we combine these two? There we go. All right. We've got a 9 here. Let's get him as close to the rail as we can. Switch places there very quickly. He can't go any further. He's going to go in there when the Americans leave. Oh, we'll need something in Bangkok. Okay, we'll have to do that next time. Then we have this that'll go into Chumpton when we can finally get all these Brit and American forces out of here. Um, okay, can I eventually get this U.S. unit out? We talked about this in the comments a little bit. My thought here is that it's just a bug. That you in the beta you couldn't originally put foreign troops into China. Obviously you can, but this unit seems to be bugged. There's no reason it shouldn't be able to move. Hopefully I can put it on a transport. We shall see. All right, we're into Wenchao. We're now going to be into Shanghai, which is a level 9 port. Bada bing, bada boom. How's that attack? I'm not going to mess around with it. I'm just going to go straight for it. I'll also move up here into Nanking. Actually, getting around behind him, I think, completely cuts off his supply. But if we look, I think we're almost there anyway. So let's put this into Nanking. He's going to stay in Wenchao. Um, this unit, I think, got knocked a little bit last time, maybe. That's a 22. That's a 24. Okay. That's a 20. This guy's looking fairly strong. Let's move him up on the line. 2 to 1, 1 to 2. All right, we will move him up 1 to 1. That's not great. Oh, wow, 10 to 1. Okay, these guys must have gotten cut off from all supply, and he just is absolutely destroyed. All right, excellent. We got all these guys in command for the most part. I'm not sure. I feel like these odds should be better than 1 to 1, but they're not. Um, okay, we got to watch here, but I've got this guy backing him up. So, I'm not too worried about it. Those are 2 to 1 odds. We could start trying to grind that down. Or we could move him forward. Now it's 3 to 1. Let's go for that. E. 2 to 1. And it's just him this time. 24 to 20. Okay. 1 to 2. Not going to get any better there. That's 3 to 1. Let's try that. Oh, we've got him totally. I see. Oh, I see what's going on. Actually, let's hit there first and try to get rid of this. All right. Back he goes. We could try to play a breakthrough here and get over into here. I mean, because eventually we could just keep going, right? And surround these guys, cut off all of their supply back here. I think this cuts off all supply to all these guys. I'm just going to go for it. That means this guy's going to have to advance quite a bit. He's going to go up into there. That's a strong unit, but that's okay. Go here. All right, we knocked that unit back. He can now advance, or he could come up and over here, maybe. I think we've cut off all supply to these guys. I don't know how they would be getting supply at this point. You know what? Actually, oh, I've got this guy back here. Let's bring this big bad boy up here. There you go. That's 3 to 1. Let's try that. He'll be gone next time. And we've just completely taken southeastern China now, I believe. This is a 30 out of 30. Wow, good for you, bud. 2 to 1 there. Let's make it 4 to 1 if we can, and back he goes. All right, we're really crumbling his line now. 4 to 4. This guy's a 5 and 2. That's who we just moved. Okay, that's 3 to 2. This 3 and 5 could get up here. Wow, he can go a long ways. We can start trying to cut this off, kind of just section them, into 3 different sections here. The Japanese army. Um, you know what? I'm just going to stay right there this time. I don't know that there's an advantage coming up here. I feel like maybe that's just taking things a little too far for this turn. I don't want to get weak here at all. That's 1 to 1. That's 1 to 1. If we shift, it's 3 to 2. Eh, nothing too exciting there. Um, this all looks fine. I don't think there's any reason to move any of these guys really. They're getting all dug in. Okay, that all looks good. Let's get the Flying Tigers up here somewhere where they could help. Why not? All right, there they go. They're helping with any kind of ground support there. And that is that. Okay, well, we don't have any more transports as usual. We've got that sub in there. We should have, yeah, I was going to say, we've got other subs about. Let's put all 3 of these together and then we'll get them out next time into the convoy lanes as well. Oh, hell, there's even more, and there's more. The Hawkbill still has to recover. So we'll put him up there. So it's a wolf pack of 4, and we'll take the Hawkbill to Sydney. Okay. And we have the U.S. 37th Division out here that could go somewhere. Somewhere. Um, where to, though? We also have, I mean, we've just got divisions everywhere, really. I'm just gonna put him into WeWhack for right now, and he'll stay on the transport. And next time we'll put him down in Borneo, or we'll start thinking about the Philippines. Pago, this all looks good. Let's make sure. Yeah, there was nothing else to deploy. We've got all of this stuff back here on the West Coast. Just dying to get out there into the fight. We just don't have the transports for it. It's crazy. The Brits. What can you do, British men? 248. It takes 252. Do they have enough logistics? Not quite. For an infantry corps small, they'd have to do an infantry division. Okay. Sure. Okay, let's do an infantry division. And then the U.S. Oh, also, I guess we'll do. We can't do another transport. U.S. I'm going to start building a transport every damn time, just in case. Transport built, landing ship built every time. U.S. has 216. Some mechanized corps, 360. Mountain, paratrooper, Marines. I mean, we need all the Marines we can get, don't we? Let's purchase a Marine. Okay. The back in the USSR. 160 cavalry, Marines. Sure. Soviets. Let's get some Soviet Marines. I'm sure those will come in handy. China. Okay, they can't quite build another one yet. We could build another mountain corps, or we could do a cavalry corps if we wanted to get crazy. Sure, let's just do a cavalry corps. Um, the Aussies could build another division. They do have the logistics and the manpower. Okay. Oh, Canada does not have the logistics to build anything, but that does mean that they could build landing ships. Always keep that in mind. The Canadians can build landing ships. And that's what I should have been doing from the start, all the way down. They run out of shipyards and manpower at some point, but there you go. See, not enough shipyards. Communist China, what's up? Communist China, no logistics. Okay, so not a whole lot they can do there. India, of course, can always do something. It seems infantry corps small. That would take 168. We've only got 168 or 66. I'll just wait and build a big division. The Kiwis, unfortunately, have no logistics. This is another situation where they could build landing craft, but they have no shipyards. Dang it. Okay, I think that's gonna do it for now. Um, Gosh, I mean, we got so much stuff on the West Coast, we just don't have enough transports, but we're looking pretty good. We'll land at Legazpi. I think that's the way to go about this. The problem is he's got this air unit here, and it's kind of Russian roulette when you come in on those transports with no air cover. Borneo, this really cleared up this time because now he can't interdict the port, and we're going to get around Balikpapan. When we do, um, he's probably done for in Balikpapan. And then once we have these, we can also cross over. We'll take Sarawak. We overran this air unit. I'm not sure why you just had him hanging out there. And now we're threatening to overrun another one. This was a mistake. Make sure you've always got an operation point left just to make sure. But I think in this case, just the order of how I did things, I still don't really understand why something could come into a port and can't disembark. Like, why can't he get off the boats? But okay, it's just, that's my own problem. U.S. unit, hopefully when we have some transports, we can get him off here. He can help with the invasion of the Philippines. Maybe we'll land him here around Apari. Actually, we should land him right in Lingayen and just blow. You can't do this. You just can't leave air units sitting in a port like that completely uncovered by ground units. Now, I don't know. Again, is he setting up a honeypot situation? Well, maybe, but I mean, we've got a 12 strength unit here, so we can come. That's exactly what I'll do next time if we've got the transports to do it. Oh, we do have this transport that's got a 20 of 20 that could potentially come in there, or it could land at Legazpi while that bigger unit lands at Lingayen, and then we're really in play there. All right, thank you so much for joining me. This has been Strategy Gaming Dojo. Have a great one. I'll talk to you later.